Welcome to another Ziva Math video. In this video, we're going to use the slope and the y-intercept to graph a line. When we have an equation in slope-intercept form, it's in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is the y-intercept. We know that slope is equal to the vertical change over horizontal change, or the change in y over change in x, or we can also think about it simply as rise over run. Our y-intercept is the point where the graph intersects or crosses the y-axis. That's the point 0, b. Another thing you can think about with b is the beginning because it's the first point we're going to start with. Let's take a look at our examples. In this example, we have y equals negative 3x plus 2, and we're going to graph this equation. And we're going to start with the y-intercept. Our y-intercept is 2, so the point for our y-intercept is going to be 0, 2, and that's where I'm going to begin my graph. If I start at 0, then my y value is 2. My y-intercept will be this point here at 0, 2. Then I'll need the slope, and my slope is negative 3. And remember, slope is rise over run, so we can use that when we go to graph other points that are going to be in our line. So rise over run is going to be negative 3. We need that as a fraction. Negative 3 as a fraction is negative 3 over 1. And now I'm ready to graph my next point. So I'm going to start again from the y-intercept, and my rise is negative 3. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. So again, I'm going to start at my y-intercept. My rise is negative 3, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and then I have a run of 1. So then I'll go over 1, and that is where my next point is going to be. And if I want to place one more point in my graph, I have a rise of negative 3, so I'll go down 3 from that point, and a run of 1. So I'll go over 1 to the right from there, and I can place another point. These points are all going to be in my line, so when I go to place my line, I can just connect my points. So this is the graph for y equals negative 3x plus 2. In this example, we're going to be graphing y equals 2/3 x minus 1. And we're going to start with our y-intercept. Y-intercept is number in the place of b when our equation's in the form of y equals mx plus b, and that is the negative 1. So our y-intercept, the point, is going to be at 0, negative 1. So I'm going to start by placing my y-intercept at 0, negative 1. That makes that point, my y-intercept, belong here. Then I'm going to look at my slope. My slope is 2/3, and we know that slope is the same as our rise over run. We can think about it as rise over run, or our change in y over change in x. So rise over run, we have our slope of 2/3, which means our rise is 2 and our run is 3. So let's start with our rise. We're going to start from that y-intercept, and our rise is 2, which means we're going to go up 2. So again, that's starting with our y-intercept, and we're going to go up 2 for our rise. Then we have our run, and our run is 3, so we'll go to the right 3 places. And that is where we'll be putting our second point. So I started at my y-intercept, and I did my rise of 2 and my run of 1, 2, 3, and that is where my second point was placed. And I can place a third point here by doing the same thing. I'm going to take my rise of 2 and my run of 3, and that's where I can place a third point. Now we're ready to just connect the points and put our line in. So this is a line that is y equals 2/3 x minus 1. In this example, we're going to be graphing y equals negative 1/2 x. And the first thing I need for my graph is I need a y-intercept. And the y-intercept is in the place of b when our equation is in the format of y equals mx plus b. And here, I don't see anything in the position of the plus b. That means that my y-intercept is 0. So the point for my y-intercept is going to be 0, 0, and that's what I'm going to start with on my graph. I'm going to start with a point at 0, 0. Then I'm going to be needing to consider the slope. And when I have y equals negative 1/2 x, my slope is negative 1/2. My slope is rise over run, and so when I have rise over run equals my slope, it equals to negative 1/2. And I need to group that negative sign with my numerator. So my rise is going to be negative 1 and my run is 2. That means that when I start with my y-intercept at 0, 0, I'm going to go down 1. And then I'll have a run of 2, which is going to the right 2 places. So in order to place my next point, I'm going to start here at my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 2. And that's where my second point will be placed. From there, I can place a third point. I'm just going to take my rise of negative 1 and go down 1. And my run of 2, I'll go over to the right 2 places, and that's where my third point can be placed. Now I'm ready to put my line in. My line is going to be connecting these points and any other points you may have plotted. So this is the line of my equation y equals negative 1/2 x. In this example, we're going to graph the equation 3x plus 2y equals 8. And in order to be able to graph this equation, we first have to get the equation into slope intercept form, which means we need this equation to be in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we're going to treat this as working with equations for now. And we need just y on the left-hand side. So that means we have to start by subtracting the 3x. If I subtract 3x from the left, I have to subtract 3x from the right. So on the left-hand side, I have 3x minus 3x, which is 0, leaving me with just 2y on the left. Then I have negative 3x on the right, nothing else with the variable x. So I have minus 3x, and then I have the positive 8. So now I have 2y equals negative 3x plus 8, but that's still not the form y equals mx plus b. I can't have 2y. I need y by itself, which means that I need to divide the left-hand side by 2. If I divide the left-hand side by 2, I need to divide everything on the right-hand side of my equation by 2 as well. So now on the left, I have 2y divided by 2 is y. I have negative 3x divided by 2, which gives me negative 3 halves x. And then I have 8 divided by 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4, so plus 4. Now I have my equation in the form of y equals mx plus b, and I can begin graphing it. I'm going to start with the y-intercept, the positive 4, which means that my point for my y-intercept is going to be at 0, 4. So I'll start at 0, 0, and I need to go to 0, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So my y-intercept is here at 0, 4. Now I'm going to consider the slope, and my slope is negative 3 halves, and my slope is rise over run. And with my negative 3 halves, I want to group the negative sign with my numerator. So I'll have negative 3 as my rise and a run of 2. So to plot my next point that's going to be on my line, I'm going to start at my y-intercept and I'm going to go down 3 because my rise is negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then I have a run of 2. So I'll go to the right 2, 1, 2. So again, to place that next point, I'm going to start at my y-intercept 0, 4, and I'll go down 1, 2, 3, because my rise was negative 3, and then I'll go to the right 1, 2, because my run was 2, and that's where my second point will be. And I can place a third point in there as well. I'll do the same thing. I'll start with my rise of negative 3, so I'll go down 3, and my run of 2, and that's a positive 2, so I'll go to the right 2, and that's where another point in this line is going to be. Then to graph the line, I'm simply going to put a line through each of these points. So this is the line for the equation 3x plus 2y equals 8, which in slope-intercept form is y equals negative 3 halves x plus 4. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to Ziva Math for more videos.